Hi, welcome to episode 3 of Life and Steph. I'm Stephanie, and on the first day of 6th grade, I didn't have a single friend. That's not true. Actually, I brought my friend Kyle from elementary school. We just transferred schools. I brought him with me, so I thought I had a built-in friend, and then Kyle revealed at the first recess, the first day, that he knew how to play football. And I am more of a person who stays inside of buildings, not moving. So I didn't really have that skill set to bring to the bonding with the new kids table. So Kyle just went off and made a bunch of friends by tackling them into the dirt. And I instead went and sat on the edge of a planter and stared at the dirt, which looking back was maybe not the best please come talk to me, I'm a friendly lady maneuver, but I'm learning since then. So I was just sitting there on the planter looking at the dirt, being sad, and somebody on the other side of the playground took pity on me and came over and sat next to me. Her name was Alyssa, and she sat right there quietly next to me and looked at the dirt. And then she looked at me and she was like, "Hey, sometimes I think I have a superpower." And I was like, "Yeah? What?" And she said, "I think I'm really good at seeing bugs." And I was like, "I'm really good at seeing bugs. I just look at the ground and I see bugs." And from then on, we were friends for the whole rest of the semester, just super close. But then, because I was just hitting puberty and having a hard time being a human, my parents were like, "Let's move you from the school where you just moved and move to Hawaii from Colorado. That'll be fun." I didn't really think it was going to be fun. I had a lot of temper tantrums related to finding the perfect radio station, and I have a crush on a boy who looks like Shrek, so I don't want to go. And they moved me anyway. So we all moved to Hawaii. Big culture shock. First day of 6th grade, I'm like, I learned from my bug experience. Now I'm going to get in there and I'm going to impress these kids and they're going to want to be my friend. So the first thing in the morning, we start English and the teacher hands out all the books and I'm like, "I've already read this book." But they just made me sit quietly in a corner anyway. They were just like, "Deal with it." And then as my teacher is reading a paragraph from this chapter of this book that I've already read, he pronounces the word for female sheep as Yui. And I was like, "Excuse me, I believe it's pronounced you," which, just FYI, not a super good way to become popular. In case anybody out there was thinking about correcting someone's barnyard vocabulary, don't do it. I didn't have a ton of friends for the rest of 6th grade. I had a few, but it wasn't great. And pretty much after that, friendship has been really, really difficult for me. I think, when I was born, I was so good at it. I came out of the womb good at friendship because when I was 6 months old, I made my best friend because she stole my toys and I pulled her hair, and we are still friends to this day. We're almost 30 years into our friendship at this point. Pretty cool. Elementary school, we had that bug situation, so that was okay. Middle school is about when people stop wanting to be your friend for the dumbest reasons, like you're not wearing the right pants, or the pants you're wearing happen to be pleather hand-me-downs from a girl who's in your grade, so she recognizes those pants, for example. So middle school was tough. Once you get high school, you're kind of with the same group of friends that you made in middle school, and you guys are really close because you managed to power through those sad pleather hand-me-down days together, which is great. But then you get to the end of high school and everybody leaves again for college. So when I went to college, I had no friends for 2 years, and then at the beginning of my junior year, I went to Scott Pilgrim versus the World with my friend Adrian, and we were the only people besides a group of super drunk guys who thought it was the funniest movie they'd ever seen, and we agreed, but for different reasons, and we're still friends. So thanks, Michael Cera, for being more awkward than me. Since college, though, I've kind of had to adjust my life again because all of my friends from college have left and they've all gone, they've moved for jobs or they've started families, they've gotten married. They're all over the place. I'm sitting on my couch hanging out with my cats wondering why nobody wants to hang out with me anymore. So I've made it a mission this year to make more friends. It's just really hard to make friends as an adult. I don't really know how you do it. I don't even know where you find friends because I'm not really hanging out on playgrounds anymore. I don't think that would be okay. Anyway, I don't know, once you do find somebody and you've sort of stalked them and sort of made them talk to you, I don't know what you talk about. You're supposed to find things in common, but like I said, everybody my age has kids or husbands or dogs, so I don't know what we're gonna talk about. And then once if I do ever sort of surmount that barrier, I don't know how I figure out that if they are my friend, because it's not really cool to just walk up to someone and say, "Are you my friend?" So I don't know how you cross that line into friendship. So I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of the difficulty that I've been having. So I think that you will enjoy this next thing or cringe uncomfortably the whole time. It's gonna be fun.
Everyone knows that making friends today as an adult can be really hard. Today, let's join Stephanie as she attempts to make friends at the library with her supervisor at work and over coffee with a coworker.
Hi.
Hi.
I see you like books.
Yeah.
I also am pro book. Pro book. That's me. Can I read one of your books? Would that be?
Sure.
Can I just this one? I've really had my eye on this one. Orange is my favorite color. I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but this is a good one. Okay, well, you ever read this one? I've never read that one. What is that?
A book.
Looks like it's about skirts. You wear skirts? That's cool. I wear skirts. We have a lot in common. Do you want to read my book? We could trade. That could be fun. Yeah, no, I hate one too. Ooh. Really into that book. Really enjoying what's happening there. You, okay. You're a big reader, huh? This is short though, so it's probably easier. I'm a speed reader. I'm already on page 16 of this one. I'm a fool. Why did I open that door? This is it really draws you in right away. You ever opened a door before? You know what he's talking about. My book's about people. What's in yours? Looks like also people, places, things, other nouns. Those are all the nouns. You go to school, or it's a research thing? I don't even think you're really reading that. You here for class, or just really like short books?
Just reading.
Do you want to try? You should try this one. It's really good. There's a lot of curse words on this page, but this page is, I don't know where you come down on cursing. This page seems safer if you're opposed. Okay. This is good. I'm getting into it. Yours looks also good though too. Okay. Hey. I know that we just started hanging out just recently, but I was wondering, Would you say that we're friends? I'm pretty excited about our staff meeting later. I think I have a lot of stuff to go over. I don't know about you.
I think so. I mean, it's a merger. I feel like there would be a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I get kind of stressed out about it, though. I always have, like, crazy stress dreams. I don't know if that happens to you ever.
Yeah, sometimes, sure.
Mm-hmm. Like, I have this dream. Actually, it's not really a dream. It actually happened. I'm in the middle of math class, and I start to feel kind of weird, so I get up and I faint in front of everybody, and I pee my pants. And I have that dream every night. And then I wake up and I really did.
That's not good.
So now that you know some stuff about me,
Yeah.
would you say that you and I are friends? Oh, like, how else do you spend your evenings? You sound really busy with the mountain biking, running, being outside thing.
It does take a lot of time, but what takes even more time is my kids. So I've got 7 of them, 7 children.
7 children.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, wow. You guys, you really are the Von Trapp family. They have matching outfits. Do you call them with a whistle?
No,
Oh.
I don't. They're individuals,
Right.
each of them.
Good.
you know.
Well, that's healthier, probably.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't have any children of my own, but I hope to have 7 cats someday. I have 2 now, so getting there.
Have you thought about the smell? This 7 cats, it's a lot of cats. I mean, one of the reasons why I don't really care for cats, more of a dog person, is, cats, especially concentrated sources of cats, can really have quite a dreadful odor.
Have you thought about how your kids smell? I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. Sometimes I just open my mouth and mean stuff comes out, and Sorry.
They're taking a bath tonight.
Oh.
This is bath day. And
day.
my wife and I are very vigilant about scrubbing them well. And the older ones scrub themselves.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they need to be supervised. But Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, they're generally quite clean.
I believe you. Cats are self-cleaning. Anyway, I know that we just really started getting to know each other, but I feel like we've got a really good sort of vibe at work. We get along really well, probably because of our awesome spectacle situation.
You mean our glasses that we both wear?
That's the one.
Is what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you feel like we're friends. So as you can see, it's been super difficult for me to try to figure out this whole friendship thing, but I'm working on it. And how am I doing that? I'm glad you asked. The first thing I did was read a very helpful infographic from Business Insider, which is the kind of sentence that makes you want to be my friend, right? I started it. At the top it said you should probably just make friends at work because you guys all have the same shared experiences, you get it. And that's actually been working out pretty well for me because I find that I want to complain about the same things that the people at work want to complain about, and nobody brings humans together like whining. Some of my most meaningful friendships recently have been built entirely on whining. Nothing brings people together like complaining about the same stuff. So I like those friends. They're not the most uplifting bunch, but I'm very fond of them. Business Insider also suggested that you pick a regular hangout and you just go there all the time. So I'm thinking, my regular hangout right now is my couch, but I'm usually alone there. So I'm probably gonna have to spread that out. There's a park near my house. It's got a lot of meth heads in it, but I could use diverse friends. Sounds fun. Beggars can't be choosers. Business Insider also suggested that I get a hobby. My hobbies right now include writing by myself, knitting by myself, reading by myself, and solitaire, which has by myself right in the name. I don't know, people like mountain biking, right? Maybe tandem biking, because then you have to have another person. Kayaking, do you need 2 people for that, or is that canoeing? Probably canoeing. I don't know, I'm gonna find somebody. On a river, maybe. I think the fact that this infographic exists at all kind of indicates that we're all sort of longing for this connection. We want to make these friendships as grown-ups, but we don't have any idea how to do it. So all of us are feeling weirdsies, and if I had one suggestion for everybody just to make every single one of us feel better, it would be to go back to the basics. Let's just go back to the stuff that made our friendships good when we were kids. So I'm gonna go to that meth park, I'm gonna bring a bug, and I'm gonna say, look at this. And I'm gonna get some friends. Hey, so now that I told you guys all of this stuff, would you say we're friends? And if so, would you subscribe somewhere below? Probably where I'm pointing. Also, you could comment and I will talk back to you. We will have a conversation like friends. That is me. Okay. I gotta work on that part.